In this video, we'll show you how Intelvest empowers all types of real estate investors, residential and commercial, by streamlining property analysis through our AI-driven platform. Whether you're an advisor, part of a wealth office, or a loan underwriter, Intelvest makes it easy to collaborate with clients to assess properties for buying, selling, investing, lending, or financing decisions. Let's take a look at how an investor can analyze a rental property using the Intelvest platform. By clicking on the Analyze Rental Property button, the process begins. If the investor already has a rental property document in PDF format, they can simply click Proceed to upload it directly. If not, they can choose to fill out a guided questionnaire, entering all the necessary property details step by step. Let's consider the first scenario where the investor already has the rental property document. It is a commercial property document. In this case, I will simply enter the amount I intend to invest, then select and upload the property document. Once uploaded, the document is automatically analyzed by our AI engine, and within a few minutes, the results are generated and displayed. As you can see, the platform first extracts and displays key financial metrics from the uploaded document. These include the purchase price, net operating income, annual debt service, net cash flow, cap rate, cash-on-cash return, and debt service coverage ratio. The only input required from the investor is the down payment. The rest of the values are automatically extracted from the document. Next, the platform presents a scenario analysis based on the key financial metrics. We showcase 5 main scenarios to help the investor understand how different conditions impact the investment. 1. Base case. This reflects the exact values extracted from the uploaded document. 2. Lower price. A 10% reduction in the purchase price. 3. Higher rent. A 10% increase in rental income. 4. Lower price, higher rent, combining a 10% drop in purchase price with a 10% rise in rent. 5. All cash purchase, assuming the property is bought outright with no financing and eliminating debt service. Alongside these scenarios, the platform also provides an analysis summary highlighting which scenario offers the best return and which one poses the highest risk. This helps the investor make more informed, data-driven decisions. Finally, the platform also suggests cities and regions across the U.S. that currently offer strong income-producing opportunities ideal for buy-and-hold investors. These location insights are based on market trends, rental yields, and investment potential, helping investors explore new areas aligned with their investment goals. Now, let's consider the second scenario, where the investor does not possess any property documents. In this case, the investor will be required to provide property-related details through a structured questionnaire. Let's say the property value is $1,998,000. I am ready to invest $500,000. I will have to take a loan of $1,498,000. Let's say the interest rate is 6.5%. Let the loan period be for 30 years. Monthly rent be $5,500. Vacancy rate at 5%. Let the annual property taxes be $20,000. Let the annual property insurance be $1,500. Annual maintenance $4,000. Property management fees at 8%. Let the other annual expenses be $1,000. Closing costs $25,000. Let the initial cost incurred due to repairs be $10,000. And the annual appreciation of the property be 3%. Once the analysis is complete, you will be shown the form entries followed by the calculation of the key metrics like net operating income, annual debt service, net cash flow, cap rate, cash-on-cash return and debt service coverage ratio. You will get the analysis summary. In my case, it is indicating a poor return on investment due to negative cash-on-cash return and cap rate below the industry average. It will tell you investment viability and concerns and finally give you recommendation. Next, it will come up with various scenarios like lower purchase price, higher rent, lower price and higher rent scenario, and all cash purchase scenario. Similar to the previous case, it will also come up with a summary for which scenario can go well with your requirement. Finally, it will come up with suggested cities that go well with the cash flows for buy and hold investors along with recommendation. Finally, we demonstrate a residential property analysis of a home with our custom search filter. First, you need to specify the city. Let me put Indianapolis. I am ready to invest $150,000 to $300,000. Let me select property type as single-family home, duplex, triplex, fourplex. I want minimum cap rate to be greater than or equal to 6%, gross yield greater than or equal to 10% before expenses. I want minimum cash-on-cash return to be greater than or equal to 8%. Also, minimum net cash flow should be positive after mortgage. I need minimum 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It should be a new construction with attached garage. Now let's check out the properties suggested for me. Based on my search criteria, the platform has listed 6 properties, each with all the relevant details and a clear explanation of why it was suggested. If you're interested in any of them, you can just click the Read More button to see more information. It will take you to the Zillow page for that property. Real estate is a key alternative asset that serves as an effective diversifier for investment portfolios relative to traditional equities and fixed income. Family offices increasingly invest in real estate both as limited partners, LPs, and as direct owners, benefiting from its attractive risk-return characteristics. Depending on liquidity requirements, allocations may include both private equity investments and more liquid positions such as rate ETFs. If you have a portfolio made up of REITs, you will get to see various metrics associated with that portfolio in a new screen. You will see the wealth index of the portfolio, asset allocation in the form of pie chart, and various risk metrics like visualization of annual risk, drawdowns, VAR, and CVR, historic and diversification ratio. You will get to see the visualization of return metrics like annual returns, dividend yields, portfolio asset wealth index, and rolling CAGR. The calculated Sharpe ratio for this sub-portfolio can also be seen. Further, you can look into the various portfolio indicators like moving average convergence divergence, MACD, volume weighted average price, VWAP, and Bollinger Bands. Finally, you will get the optimized portfolio generated based on the standard efficient frontier considering the assets present in your portfolio. You will see the visualization of efficient frontier along with the optimized portfolio and the current portfolio plotted on the graph. Additionally, Intelvest enables scenario analysis to help evaluate how a portfolio's risk and return profile may change with increased real estate exposure or a new acquisition like crypto. This is made possible through our proprietary portfolio MVO, mean variance optimization, studies, which leverage the efficient frontier framework to support better investment decisions, let's say as per the White House executive order titled Democratizing Access to Alternative Assets for 401k Investors. The investor plans to invest in alternative asset like Bitcoin. So let me add Grayscale Bitcoin Trust ETF for 5%. Make sure you adjust the weights such that the total portfolio weight comes to 100%. Let's see how does it affect my new portfolio on the efficient frontier graph. I will also set the constraints to Bitcoin to be equal to 5%. Now let's see the reflected changes by clicking on Generate Frontier with New Settings button. You will see that our constraints has been applied and the optimized portfolio strictly comprises of 5% Bitcoin. Further, when you have a look at the graph, you would notice that the max Sharpe point has been raised to a higher risk value as well as our new portfolio. Due to higher risk involved in Bitcoin fund and since we have constrained it to be 5%, our portfolio has been drifted towards max growth. In this way, the investor will be able to manage risk, facilitate periodic rebalancing, and manage ongoing diversification to achieve superior risk-return performance. The investor can also get more insights about the retirement funds by making the use of AI. He can click on the asset listed in the portfolio and go to a particular 10Q report and ask questions over the report. Here is an example of Realty Income Corp being studied as an investment using the Intelvest platform. On selecting the required report, the PDF report will open up in our browser plugin, which provides you many additional overlaid resources on top of the report. You will get to hear the earnings call that had happened for that quarter.
Good day, and welcome to the Realty Income second quarter of 2025 earnings conference call. All participants will be in a listen only for the duration of the call.
You will be also able to make use of the companion to ask any questions on the report. For example, let me ask, what are the cash flows from financing activities as compared to the previous year?
The net cash provided by, used in, financing activities for the current year is $945,446, whereas for the previous year it was $543,560. This indicates an increase in net cash from financing activities compared to the previous year.
Let me ask another one. What are the assets and liabilities as compared to the previous year?
Based on the provided context, the total assets and liabilities for the current and previous year are as follows. Assets. Current year, $71,424,073. Previous year, $68,835,039. Liabilities. Current year, $32,060,738. Previous year, $29,783,353. This shows an increase in both assets and liabilities compared to the previous year.
The investor will be able to get the required information by just asking the question instead of going through the entire report. It will also take you to the page where the context lies. You can also watch the videos related to that stock.
Joining us in an exclusive interview is Sumit Roy, CEO of Sumit, not Sumit Realty Income, just Realty Income. Sumit, it's great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of familiar names in your portfolio, starting with your company. You've got a lot of Dollar Trees. Is it the Bellagio as well? I mean, that really runs the gamut.
It does. We're primarily a retail-based.
You will also get the company presentation for that quarter and will be able to ask any questions over it. Let me ask, how was the performance of Realty for this quarter?
Realty Income's performance for the second quarter was strong, reflecting its differentiated avenues for growth and the durable nature of its data-driven platform. The company invested $1.2 billion at an initial weighted average cash yield of 7.2%, with $889 million deployed in Europe and $282 million in the US. They sourced $43 billion in volume, the highest quarterly volume in the company's history, with a selectivity rate of 2.7%. Operational metrics were robust, with a quarter-end occupancy of 98.6% and a rent recapture rate of 103.4% across 346 leases. Despite some credit challenges, the company maintained a strong performance overall.
You will also get to see the press releases for that quarter. Next, let's look at the news for the stock. You will get the news headlines and a short description of the news. You will be able to read the entire news article by clicking on Read More. You can also make use of the companion to ask questions over the headlines and get the summary of the news. Let me ask, what is the news about Proterra Investment Partners?
Proterra Investment Partners has announced the official launch of its net lease real estate strategy. This new initiative is a strategic expansion into long-duration, yield-oriented real estate, further diversifying Proterra's portfolio. The firm, which focuses on private equity and private credit investments across the global food value chain, is leveraging its expertise in the food value chain and agribusiness sectors with this new strategy.
Finally, you will get to see the various graphs and will be also able to compare it with other stocks and indices. There are various attributes which you can select like cash flows, RSI gauge, etc. Further, we can help people better understand and decipher financial documentation including loan documents as well as understand government-related legal documents that are also extremely important in real estate. And with that, we come to the end of our real estate feature demo on the Intelvest platform. Thanks so much for watching.